Hello friends, I am coming to you from my floor very casually to share my March TBR. I actually have a lot of books on my March TBR and I'm a little worried, not because I don't think I would read all of them, like for the volume of books that I have, but I am a mood reader and that's how I pick what I'm in the mood to read. And to have all of these right here at the top of the month saying these are the books that I'm hoping to read, a little scary. I usually like to keep my TBRs a little bit shorter so I can mood read throughout the month. Now I did get 2 books from Book of the Month. I picked up The Paris Apartment and the Book of Cold Cases. So both of those are officially on my March TBR as well. And now I'm just going to go through the ones that I have laying out on the floor here. The first one I want to talk to you about is The Night Shift by Alex Finlay, and I'm reading this with Sarah from Sarah's Shelves. We're buddy reading it for my podcast, Talk Bookish to Me. Every year I try to do 4 book discussions where I buddy read with whoever's going to be the guest host, and we go in depth with our thoughts and our feelings. So if you're looking for that discussion is going to take place on April 4th. But yeah, so I have to read it this month and record it this month, and then I can share my thoughts with you on April 4th. Make sure you check the description box for links to my podcast. And if you'd like to be able to ask questions, you can send in a voice message or send like a question through DMs on Instagram at Talk Bookish Podcast. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I did read Alex Finlay's debut novel and I gave it a 3 stars. There were things about it that I liked, some things that I didn't. And it's one of those ones I really forget unless I go back and like read my review and then I'm like reminded of the book. So I'm really happy that I started doing reviews for every single book that I read last year. This one is about, basically, it is like Y2K. New Year's Eve 1999, Y2K is expected to bring chaos, and then in a Blockbuster video, everybody that's working there, 4 teenagers working late at the store are attacked and only 1 survives, and then the suspect flees and they're never seen again. And now 15 years later, more teenage employees are attacked at an ice cream store in the same town, and it follows like 3 different POVs, I think. And then I have 2 other book clubs that I'm hoping to participate in. My friend Beth from Beth Saw Booked is reading Postmortem by Patricia Cornwell, which this is my favorite crime fiction series. I've been reading this since I was a young girl. I was like 13 years old or younger, and I've just always loved her books. I've read so many of them. I don't even know which ones I have read and which ones I haven't, because Goodreads was definitely not a thing in my life when I started reading. And I even was reading them right up when I first joined BookTube almost 7.5 years ago. And then I got rid of all of my copies like an idiot. But also I just had hardcovers and paperbacks and mass market paperbacks, ones that I got from the library book sales and stuff like that. But I kept this one because this one has always been like the hardest to find, and it's the first book in the series. So I might actually start collecting the series again. Not necessarily to like put on my TBR, but to have so that when I am in the mood, you know, I have it. But yeah, she's reading this, Postmortem, first book, and it's a mystery introducing Dr. 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂, and it's the whole series is the 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂 series. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I hope it stands up, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, it's pretty old. It is 1990. And then my friend Jessie and my other friend Jordan, they're going to be reading for Jessie's book club, Sleep When I'm Dead, The Good Samaritan by John Marrs. And I read and really enjoyed the one. I recommend that book all the time. I also tried What Lies Between Us or whatever that one is, and I DNF'd that one because I was so bored and I just didn't really care. And then I had this one, and people said that I should read it and not unhaul it. So I'm going to be reading it with them, so I'm glad I didn't unhaul it. And I'll see what I think. This may or may not be my last shot with John Marrs, depending on how I like this. All right, then I got some ARCs sent to me. I don't know if I'll get to these actually, but An Honest Lie by Taryn Fisher and Unmasked: My Life Solving America's Cold Cases by Paul Holes. Both of these were sent to me unsolicited. So if I get to them, great. If I don't, I'm not too worried about it. I have 2 graphic novels that I want to read. I have The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag and Fake Blood by Whitney Gardner. So both of these are middle grade graphic novel series. This one seems to be a little bit more like fantastical. And I guess this one is too, because it's about like vampires. But anyway, got those. I also have As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson, which is the 3rd book in the Good Girls Guide trilogy. And I finally got the audiobook to come in. I'm reading it, or I'm going to start this actually tonight. So yeah, I'll finally be able to finish up that vlog for you guys. It's the 3rd book in the trilogy, so I really don't want to tell you too much more than Pip is finally headed off to college in this one. And then, this is going to be a shocker to you guys, I'm going to read a sci-fi book. This is Clara and the Sun by Kazi Ishiguro. And if you're part of my Patreon, I did personalized, tailored book recommendations for my patrons. They sent me the link to their like Goodreads or Storygraph or wherever they wanted me to look, like books that they've read, books that they've loved, things like that, and check out their ratings and like come up with a tailored book recommendation for them. And my friend Jordan, I recommended some sci-fi because I know that she's like wanting to get more into sci-fi and that she has enjoyed some of the sci-fi that she's been reading. And I came across this one after doing some research. I actually recommended her 2 books, and if you hop over to her March TBR, she actually shares both of those with you. But this is one that I like recommended to her, and I was like, wow, that actually sounds so interesting, and I kind of want to read it with you. We're both hoping to tackle it here in March, and I hope that I like it. I hope that I like this one. And then finally, I have my Lucinda Berry little collection going on here. I've had The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry and When She Returned by Lucinda Berry on my TBR since the end of last year. This is the one that is a 5-star prediction, and then this one is about kind of like cults, so I'm expecting to like that. And then these I got for my birthday, so thank you so much, friends. This came from my friend Lena and this came from my friend Danielle, so I'm hoping to do not a taste test, because taste tests to me are where you're trying an author's work. But if I'm going to read all 4 of these, I'm doing like a dedicated Lucinda Berry reading vlog. So yeah, so hopefully that will be coming this month as well. But those are the books that I have on my very ambitious March TBR. Let me know what you are the most excited to have me read. And also, don't forget, I do live monthly reading wrap-ups, and Jesse and Jordan are coming back for a themed kind of wrap up, and I don't really want to spoil the theme just in case it doesn't work out for whatever reason, but that is going to be on March 27th at 8 p.m. You'll be able to set a reminder. I'll put out the little thing that you can like set a reminder for the show, but we have so much fun on those live shows. You can see what we read, what our favorite book was, what our least favorite book was, all of the things. Ask us questions, come chat with us, grab a glass of wine, and hopefully the theme ends up working out. But that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye guys!